WRTR Real Talk Radio. Featured guest DJs. Original shows. Music news. The hottest DJs from around the world.
I always be trying to come up with different ways to open this show.
Mm-hmm.
I have simply run out.
Well, we can just start with a, hey y'all, how y'all doing? How y'all been?
There you go. Alrighty, Miss Lyric. So catch me up on your week. What's been going on since we last spoke?
Well,
other
it's
than
been a whole lot of catching up in school because I don't know why they decided to still give us a shitload of assignments, but they did. And we have to do a team assignment for the whole month. So I'm on a team with two other people. I hate them. Do you hear me?
Oh, okay.
I don't like to have to.
Is it just that you don't like? Is it just that you don't like having people to work with, or are they just like lazy and detestable?
No, it's more so that I don't like to depend on other people for my grade. I like to be responsible for my own stuff.
Right.
So, and I'm sitting at a 4.0, and I really don't want that to be messed up. But luckily, I did get two great young ladies who I've been working with. So everything has been fine so far. So that's cool. Other than that, cooking for Thanksgiving. Glad that that's over. Yeah. Basically,
you guys have
this week.
Do you guys have a show tonight?
I do have a show tonight.
Oh God! Wow, you packing it all in. So for those of y'all that don't know, we're kind of like recording on a new day. So of course the show will release and start coming out on a different time. But you know, this is actually don't hate this. This is a little bit better for me because you know I get off work and you know after you done dealt with people at work all day, then you come home, you gotta sift through, find out what's going on in current events. Let me tell you, this week I have been completely tapped out of everything y'all got going on. I saw a couple of stories and headlines and stuff, but for the most part, I have been just because you can't. It's so much that comes out every single day now.
Facts.
Every day it's a different headline. I'm doing something, rolling back something. A lot of that we're gonna get into as we kick off this week. All right, want to go on into the When I Grow Up?
Sure, why not? Let's talk about it.
All right, so when I grow up, I want to be like Ashley M. Davis and Leanna Williams, basically, who are two best friends for 22 years who recently graduated cum laude from American University right here in the nation's capital. From their childhood days playing make-believe lawyers to supporting each other through the challenges of law school, their bond has always been rooted in trust and shared dreams. So they actually are joining the elite group of 5% of lawyers and 2% of Black women in the legal field. So
that's dope.
Sisters work. Let me tell you this.
Work.
Imagine your childhood bestie, like right now, you're going to school. Imagine having, like, just do it with somebody and y'all just go tandem all the way through. I know you're working on a group project, but just imagine like all those group projects and stuff that they got to do together and right,
keeping each other motivated and encouraged the whole time. That's a blessing,
and it's something that we desperately need right now in these rough times. Is encouragement and keeping one another, holding one another accountable.
That's it.
You know, making sure that everybody's okay because people are not okay.
Right. Well, let's see.
Who do I want to
be like? Who do I want to be like? I want to be like Rich Stephen Bartlett. He is a young Black 29-year-old founder of Web3 development platform Third Web, which just recently secured a $24 million in funding. Okay. He's the founder of a social media company, Social Chain, which he launched from his bedroom at just 22 years old.
From his bedroom. Work!
Yes.
Work!
This went public in 2019 on Germany's Dusseldorf Stock Exchange with a market capitalization of $350 million before leaving the business in 2020.
That goes to say something. Yeah, that goes to say something for target audiences, because you never know who's going to pick up your stuff when you said Germany?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you never know who's listening. I even look at some of our listener demographics from time to time, and I'll see like different countries and their listenership habits, and I'm just be like, what do y'all want to know what's going on with two niggas over here in the U.S.? But okay.
Third Web is a software development platform that allows you to create Web3 apps easily, allowing NFT artists to create without needing to code. The funding round, led by Han Ventures and Coinbase Ventures, has given the company a valuation of $260 million. Nice. Becoming the youngest ever dragon on BBC's Dragon's Den, the entrepreneur's podcast, The Diary of a CEO, is setting to make $1.2 million this year.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Make money.
Get that bag, baby.
Listen, definitely people I want to be like when I grow up. You got the sisters up here breaking into the legal field. 2% of black women in the legal field. For real?
Yeah.
Just all this blackness. Just love it. That sounded awful. Anyways. All right. So if it were lyric up next, you ready for I got a decent letter. Yeah. It'll be a nice one. All right.
Up next.
So I don't ever talk about Trump on my timeline because somebody that unhinged, uneducated, ignorant, immoral, inhumane, and absolutely unqualified doesn't deserve to hold any space. However, if you're a Trump supporter or you know Trump supporters, do us all a favor. Stop trying to convince us that you are voting for this man for the reasons that you say. Like, please stop disrespecting our intelligence. Don't tell us you're voting for him because he's a good businessman and he's filed for bankruptcy more times than I can count. Don't tell us that he would be good with the economy, even though we're currently under his tax plans and all of us are suffering in some way because of it. Don't tell me that you're voting for him because he says Jesus, unlike other candidates, and yet he doesn't embody any of the fruits of the Spirit that the Bible talks about. Look at how he talks about immigrants and refugees, as if Jesus himself wasn't a refugee. Look at how he talks about the unsheltered and the homeless community, as if Jesus has not called us to take care of the poor and to give to the poor. Like, please don't tell me you're voting for him because you think he's just a good man, even though he's a known rapist. Like, let's cut all the BS and let's be 100. You're voting for him because he is bold enough and brave enough to say what you really think. Because he is able to show his racism in a way that you can't. Because you're secretly racist and entitled. You think that you own this land and this country and anybody else is below you. And he gets to speak to that. And it makes you feel okay. It makes you feel brave. It makes you feel like you're not alone in your hatred. And that's why you're voting for him. Because you yourself are a racist and a bigot and a fascist. And you identify with that. And that's why you support Trump. If that's your reason for support Trump, we have no debate. Because I get it. He's in alignment with your values. But please stop trying to convince us that it's anything but the fact that this man is racist and so are you.
Maybe not what you should do, but definitely she would if it were lyric.
What's going on, you guys? It's your girl, Miss Lyric, and I'm back with my segment with If It Were Lyric, where I respond to you guys' advice questions that you send me at lyricbravado@gmail.com, and I give my 2 cents on your situationships, relationships, friendships, and all that in between. Now, let's get into it.
Got one about friendships. I got one about friendships.
Let's hear it.
All right. It says, Dear Lyric, I hope you're having an amazing day. I'm a regular listener of the WRTR podcast and I absolutely love the dynamic you and Marcus share.
Yeah.
It reminds me so much of my friendship with my best friend. We'll call her Tasha. See when y'all start giving aliases.
I know where this is going.
We've been inseparable for years, sharing everything from our dreams to our deepest secrets. However, I've recently found myself in a weird situation that I need your take on. Tasha recently started dating a guy who happens to be my ex from a few years back. I didn't think much of it at first, but now I'm feeling a mix of emotions that I didn't expect. On one hand, I want her to be happy. But on the other hand, I can't shake off the fact that this guy knows all my dirt. He's the kind of guy that would spill some tea if things went south, and it makes me a little uneasy. Tried to bring it up with Tasha, but she brushes it off, insisting that he's changed and that he's a great guy now. But Lyric, I can't help but feel protective of our friendship and worried about how this might affect our bond. If it were you in my shoes, how would you handle the situation? Should I confront her about my concerns, or should I just let her figure it out on her own? I really appreciate your insight and can't wait to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Thanks for being such a fantastic voice for our community. Warmest regards, a concerned friend.
Well, kudos to you for being mature enough to be like, okay, well, my friend is dating my ex because, first of all, couldn't be me. Let's start there. Could not be me.
We
Why
are
would you
entirely
want somebody who I've been with and you're my friend? That's kind of strange. But in any case, communication is key in every relationship, regardless if it's friendship, situationship, marriage, dating, whatever. Have that conversation with her. And even if she doesn't see things that your way, at least you got it off your chest and you said what you needed to say. She's going to figure it out regardless if you say anything to her or not. That's just life. But definitely have a conversation with her. You'll feel better about it. You've got it off your chest. And then she might even, have her eyes open to some of the things that you have experienced if he is still that way. But other than that, I would definitely have a conversation with her. Don't keep things in, guys, because when you do, they tend to implode on you and not in the best way. So,
let me ask you this, Lyric. Do you think, with people, I don't know, that dating ex thing? I know that's against the girl code. Now, I mean, is that a thing where you side out a friend? Because if
so it depends. Now, if it was something from elementary school, middle school, come on now. Let's be fucking.
I'm talking about adult relationships.
Adult relationships, yeah, I'm side-eyeing.
Okay.
Because 9 times out of 10, you've been with me throughout that relationship. I've been, talking to you about it. We've had talks about it, and then years later down the line, you date him. That's weird to me. It just is. Some people may have a different opinion. What do you think?
Oh no, that is a deal breaker in friendships for me. You cannot date any of my exes. I mean, I've had friends that if they have dated, smashed, whatever, anybody that I was dealing with, they have thankfully not let it come to my attention, and I am thankful for it. But otherwise, there's just something about, it's that code that don't cross that line kind of thing, right? Out of respect for the friendship. There's all this, dick and ass in the world, and you gotta be interested in the same thing that I see, that kind of shit. Because then that makes me go back and I start looking at our past interactions and wondering who you are deep down and not really saying who you are to my face. That brings up so many other different issues for me.
Because then it's did you want him while I was in the relationship with him and all of this other wild stuff? Ain't nobody got time for that.
Right. So that, I don't know. I hate that you're going through that, friend, because that sounds like hell. And I thankfully don't have people in my life right now that, I feel like that would happen with. So good luck to you as you navigate, because God knows the lines have been blurred on friendships already.
Yes,
with what's going on in the world. That added bullshit.
All right. So my next one wants to remain anonymous.
Okay.
Again, guys, this one is very touching, and I'll put a trauma alert on here because, yeah.
Ooh.
And it reads, Dear Lyric, please help. Me and my boyfriend have been together for 3 years. He was playing a video game and has been playing it a lot lately. I don't know exactly what it is, but I've asked before, and he's never wanted to talk to me about it. It's some sort of shooting game. He's been playing it a lot. He's been playing it for the past month. I asked him if he could turn it off so we could spend some time together and watch a holiday movie this week since it has been Thanksgiving. He kept saying later. I had enough waiting around for him, so I asked him to turn it off, and he said later again. I stood in front of it, and I told him to turn it off so we can watch a movie, and he started yelling at me to move. And I said no, and he got up and he punched me, which he's never did before.
Ooh.
Or anything like that. By the way, he is 6 foot and 200 pounds, and I'm only 5'2" and 105 pounds. He tried to say he was sorry, but I went to the bathroom and locked myself away from him. I just texted my friend to come pick me up, and I told him I was going to stay elsewhere. He said he understood. He's been texting me and saying sorry, but I feel like he went too far. Should I still stay with him and try to work it out? What do you think I should do? Girl, fuck that nigga.
Wow.
If it were me, underneath the jail. What are we talking about here?
Wow.
This is not no situation where you just let it go. Mm-mm.
That's heartbreaking.
First of all, you did the correct thing. You got away from the situation before it could escalate. Very good job for you. You got away out of the house and got a friend to pick you up. That was very wise.
Mm-hmm.
But the next thing you need to do is leave him.
Yeah.
Because if he hits you once, he's gonna
Mm-hmm.
hit you again. I don't care if that he's never done it before. He did it. This is gonna start a pattern. And he values that materialistic game more than him not putting his hands on you. There's a problem. He might have a gaming addiction. That is a real thing.
Well, I forgot about that.
For him to put his hands on you.
I jumped right over the gaming addiction and landed straight at he hit her. What?
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah, no. I am so sorry that happened to you. I don't know if you want to get the police involved. If it were me, I would, because who you hitting on? I'm not nobody's punching bag. Neither are you. And take the necessary steps to make sure that you are safe in this situation. Because like I said, if he did it once, he will do it again. And those I'm sorry's will keep piling up, and so will those bruises. And unfortunately, some women, and I can't even say some women because some men get abused too, but some people don't get to walk away from the situation like you were fortunate enough to do.
Wow.
So make this change now, move on with your life, and you'll find somebody who respects you and won't put their hands on you and actually spend time with you, because it sounds like he's very immature, doesn't know how to use his words, and thinks that hitting solves something. No, it's not okay. It's never okay. And I hope you heal from this. Also, if you need to talk to somebody about this, you can always dial the National Domestic Violence Hotline, which I always say is 800-799-7233. And you can also send a text at 88788. And they are available 24 hours of the day. You guys, I understand that you all love to write in and have these questions, but please, if you're ever in an emergency situation like this, please make sure that before you write to me, you go and get that help first and then tell me about what happened. Because this is a dangerous situation, and I do not want to be reading a letter and then seeing a headline on the news channel. And I'm that's going to give me so much trauma and anxiety.
Wow.
You guys, please make sure that you get somewhere safely and then send these letters in. But I do appreciate you all. Same time next week. Again, if you guys want to send me your advice questions, send them to lyricbravado@gmail.com. Until next week.
Okie dokie. I guess we are going to troll the timeline, find out what's been happening since I turned the TV off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trump began selling $70 Bibles. Yeah, $70 with this name engraved on the cover. Not just engraved on the cover. Trump's name is positioned above Holy Bible and the word God on the cover. It's a lot of folks that justified their vote for this man in the name of Christ, and now he's commodifying Christianity. So on brand. Like Zach Lambert said on Twitter, wow, not sure I've ever seen heresy, blasphemy, and idolatry all mashed together like this now before. Imagine if Barack Obama or Kamala Harris are selling sneakers and coins and trading cards and Bibles. Man, we want to hear the last of it. Has any president ever profited more from being president than Donald Trump? I don't think so. In the book of Matthew, chapter 21, verses 12 to 13, remember when Jesus flipped over those tables because folks were trying to make money in the church? And now this man is selling Bibles. Crazy how they justify a lot of capitalist ideology in the name of Jesus, but that man would have been a socialist if he was here today, and you wouldn't like him if he was here. Speaking of Jesus, I believe he was an Afro-Palestinian that was just trying to make it and survive, and them folks got him lynched, you know what I'm saying? I think Jesus might be the first public lynching that we ever seen. Shout out to James Cone Theology, and education is elevation.
Time to troll.
Let's get into this timeline, because, listen, the only thing that I've really looked at and that's really popped out at me is that bullshit with Aubrey. And I don't know. You start.
Well, let's start with Krishan Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you guys have been following this, if you care enough to do so, allegedly, she has an ex-boyfriend who believes that that young baby, Krishan Jr.,
the little cute one,
is his son. So recently she had to call the peoples on him because he has been stalking her, following her around, demanding to see his alleged son. Even though that she denies the claims.
This, I don't know what is up. Okay. There's so much to unpack in that. Every time I hear the name, I immediately think, oh God, what now? Instead of, like it's never good news. You never hear any, like I'll look at the pictures, I'll be like, oh, cute baby. And like, but everything else is a mess. And it's like guilt. I feel guilty because I keep up with it, kind of, sort of. But then I feel, I don't know.
Guess what mall they was at?
Was it over here?
And Rundle.
Oh.
Security had to escort his ass out the mall.
Are you serious?
Yep. This is wild.
Wait, you said you talking about Arundel Mills?
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
It's a whole lot of white people over there. Oh, they said not that niggery over here.
They sure did.
Y'all picked the wrong place to act out. Whew, speaking of acting out, did you hear about Lizzo?
No, what happened with her?
All right, so she went live. Okay, headline reads, Shade Room, of course. The headline reads, Lizzo addresses comments about her weight amidst her accusations of her heavy breathing on Mafiathon 2. So, okay. Let me preface this by saying, with Lizzo, I am a fan, have always been a fan, and will continue to be a fan of Lizzo. I'm so proud of, like the music that she represents. I'm proud of the person, like she's taken her struggles, she's turned them around. Like her music is always upbeat and uplifting. It's just like that, just happy shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But one thing I will say, she has got to leave the rest of y'all alone. Because every time she get online and y'all got something to say, she reads it. And it's like, I get that it's triggering, but she's got to learn that that thing that just stops us from interacting with every kind of comment. And I mean,
Right.
you know, I don't have it fully either, because I'll read something online every now and again and be like, you know, I'll jump in. But I don't know. The story says recently Lizzo addressed comments regarding her weight and accusations about her heavy breathing during her appearance on Kai Cenat's Mafiathon 2 live stream. The event featured Lizzo alongside SZA. And while they were entertaining fans, some viewers claimed that Lizzo was breathing loudly. In response, she went on, of course, Instagram Live. During her live stream, she humorously pointed out that it was, in fact, Kai Cenat who was breathing heavily, not her. She even demonstrated her own breathing to prove her point, showing that her shoulders did not move significantly, thereby debunking the claims that were directed at her. I'm saying, in my humble opinion, who the fuck cares?
Right.
Y'all sat there, y'all clowned Lizzo forever, talking about she's a big girl and she's so fat. She's a fat, so much that she closed down her social medias for a time. Now she's gotten back on. She's skinny. Now she's breathing heavy when she performs. Like, when is it okay to just be happy every time? And then, like I said, I hate it for her because she jumps on the internet anytime that something triggers her and she cusses y'all out for it, rightfully so. But it gives her this kind of, it fights against the brand that she tries to represent, that, you know, peaceful life, you know, happy party music, that kind of shit. And like when she going back and forth with y'all, it just kind of tears that down. And I hate that y'all continue to let that happen. I hate that she continues to let it happen, but I hate that y'all continue to do it.
Speaking of fat shaming,
Uh-oh.
Online comedian Drewski is under fire recently for fat shaming a child that him and Kai Cenat had in their Thanksgiving stream.
Okay. Kai Cenat is popping up entirely too often now. What the? I don't even watch his shit. Like, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, he's not the one that did it. It's Drewski. So during the stream,
saying, by way of him, all of these stories keep trending because of fuck shit.
Because of his stream. Yeah. During the stream, Drewski called a child a little fat nigger multiple times. Although at some point he did apologize. And the child's mother said that she felt helpless in that moment. She also said that when she tried to get her child, security blocked her from getting her child as well. And she is now trying to get a lawsuit going.
Y'all, kids are off limits. That's the rules. Kids are off limits. I mean, with the jokes and everything, fine. Okay, make them to like your bestie or send it in the group text. But the public does not need to hear anything about kids. They don't.
Yeah. See, I'm torn between this too, though, because I agree with that, but I also would never, as a mom, put my child in that type of environment anyway.
Well, that's because you're a good mom. But for those people that don't make as great decisions and their kids wind up in these situations, then why not just, just monitor it a little bit better. Like, or if you the nigga that's hosting the shit, how about you just make it to where, like, certain things are off limits. I would preface people all the time when we would have in-studio guests on the radio show. It would be, you're like, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're not going to do. And I've had to ask people to leave. So, whatever. Sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of kids being off limits, Drake, he accuses UMG of defamation, and second legal filing says that the music group could have stopped release of Kendrick Lamar's song, falsely accusing him of being a sex offender.
Right.
According to the Shade Room. So, for those of y'all, I don't know if we've talked about it on here, but just giving backstory and everything, journalist Lauren LaRosa She says that the sources close to Drake, to the Drake camp, say that Drake decided to go forward with a lawsuit alleging that UMG, that's United Music Group, they used money that Drake made the label to inflate the popularity of Kendrick Lamar's summer release of Not Like Us, in a record to bury him amid the renegotiation of his deal.
Mm-hmm.
So Drake now has filed a second, allegedly recently filed a second legal complaint against UMG, alleging defamation related to the song. In this lawsuit, he says that they prevented the release of the track, which they intervened to prevent the release of the track, which argues falsely claim that he's, in the song, they're calling him a sex offender. So this accusation has raised significant concerns for Drake as it impacts his reputation and public image. So my personal opinion, as I just look at what the song, the track, and the backlash.
Mm-hmm.
Backlash came after, so you remember back when the song first released in the summer. Everybody was talking about BBL, Drizzy, You Not Like Us, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Well, during that time, people were going back and traipsing through Drake's old songs and their old, the old tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And there was stuff in there about Sierra Canyon, which is a high school. People were pulling up older videos of him interacting with kids and everything. And the overall situation, Drake has gotten, he's getting backlash, but he's getting backlash from his actions. Yeah, Kendrick put it on track, but people are going back with receipts that are in your music, that are in your actions. Where this whole tantrum that has developed now as a result of this is so weird. And it's everything that Kendrick said on the song. Did you hear Not Like Us? Track for track?
I sure did.
So everything that Kendrick is saying in that song, Drake is doing. You are acting like you were appropriating off of this culture and not really part of it. Kendrick talks about how Drake is that person that is on a public platform and has learned his blackness from watching other people or from the internet and stuff. He hasn't actually lived in these experiences, and you can tell by the energy that he reflects. And it's all right here. You suing, getting mad over a rap beef, and that's the underlying truth about it.
Yeah.
But he hasn't publicly, again, this is all my opinion, he hasn't publicly, been accused, or legally rather, been accused of any shenanigans. So here's what it is until then.
Yeah. That's still wild though.
It is what it is.
Well,
I'm over Drake.
Speaking of being accused, TD Jakes is accused of sexual assault.
Swallowed up.
He denies and sues. And this is coming after his unfortunate passing out of his recent church service.
Saw that.
The man is making allegations. The man who is making allegations, is a pastor named Dwayne Youngblood, who has had a troubled past. He claims last month, during an episode of the Larry Reed Live podcast entitled "The Abused Become the Abuser," Dwayne accused Jakes of attempting to sexually abuse him when he was still a teenager. Ooh. He said Jakes wrapped his arms around him during a trip to Pittsburgh and tried to kiss him. He further alleged receiving a phone call from Jakes to discuss having a sexual relationship. Dwayne was 18 or 19 at the time and struggling with his sexuality. He claims that Bishop Jakes singled him out and tried to groom him. TD Jakes is not sitting back and accepting Dwayne's testimony. He claims that Dwayne hired Tyrone Blackburn and has been trying to shake him down for $6 million. In a defamation lawsuit filed by TD Jakes, he says that Youngblood sought $6 million from Jakes to hush the issue, vowing to take him to court for sexual assault if the demands were not met.
Wow. I'm not surprised because 2024, but this
I wonder if that's why he passed out.
this repeated cycle, badly timed joke, too soon.
Sorry.
Too soon. Got them papers. It was like, oh.
I mean, I'm the only one who said it. So somebody else said that he stepped down from being the pastor of his church right after Diddy gave Cassie that money. And everybody knows he was tied to Diddy. So
how deep does this whole story roll? Like how deep does this go?
Listen, I believe that this case is going to crack open the doors of so much fuck shit. And a lot of y'all faves, you're gonna find out, are with that pedophile shit, human trafficking shit, and a whole lot of other stuff. It's gonna come out in the wash. Everything that goes on in the dark must come to light.
Speaking of things we need to leave alone, can y'all leave Wendy alone, please?
Oh
Wendy
my
Williams.
gosh.
Can y'all please leave that lady alone?
Right.
So, Shade Room headline: Wendy Williams, Guardian alleges she's permanently incapacitated from her dementia amid legal battle over Lifetime documentary. Leave that woman alone. Story reads: Wendy Williams is currently at the center of a legal battle regarding a Lifetime documentary that explores her life and her career. Her guardian has alleged that she is permanently incapacitated due to dementia, raising concerns about her ability to make decisions regarding her personal and professional affairs. The situation has prompted discussions about the ethics of producing content about individuals who may not be able to fully participate in decision-making process. As Wendy navigates this challenging time, it's crucial, people, understand. It is crucial to respect the fact that that lady is going through a lot. Stop taking pictures of her and posting it for the world for clickbait. That woman, now I ain't saying she walked a straight line. God knows Wendy has, dug up some nonsense and stuff, but she's still a human being. And this is beyond her control. And if you want to, sit back for whatever weird ass reason that y'all like to sit back and take pleasure in the downfall of others, if y'all want to be that person, or if you want to be that person, fine, do that, but do it quietly and let that lady just live.
Right. I don't know what's wrong with people. Sickening.
Tag, you're it.
Speaking of, did you hear about Nick Cannon?
Something about he was sick or overworked, something. I don't know. Actually,
Nick Cannon admits he was diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder.
That's what it was.
Recently, he told people, "I still don't understand it all, but I kind of always wanted to get tested for it."
Okay.
He said he feels like there's so many labels out there, but it's like to be able to embrace it and say, look, I'm healing. I need help. Show me. I just embrace mental health and therapy in such a strong way. To be able to say I'm an example for others, but also be healing during the self-process works too. So kudos to you, because that narcissistic shit, baby. Baby.
Well, I mean,
know about that.
You know what? As long as he's getting the help that he needs, I am here for it. Because I'll clown Nick a lot, but
yeah,
at the end of the day, I don't want to see anything bad happen to him. So,
right.
Speaking of people talk badly about in the public. Khalid,
Mm.
you heard about his recent goings on?
Uh-uh.
All right, so the nigga that made that song, nothing goes better than this.
Yeah.
Nothing gets better.
Yeah.
So that nigga, he it's been all over the social media. Apparently, one of his exes that he used to deal with, has decided to go public with their dealings, and with that, he drags him out of the closet. Also,
Oh wow.
his ex is a man. Yeah. So, I mean, actually, if you listen to his track, because I went back once the story dropped, I went back and I pulled up his the lyrics to that song better.
Mhm.
It was like, we don't gotta hide. This is what I like. I admit, like it was right there in black and white. Anyway,
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so funny to me because these people really be telling on themselves.
they really do. It's right there in the song lyrics, but
I mean, do it all the time.
well, yeah, that's too. I'm not gonna put that on Khalid. Now, the rooms recently addressed rumors regarding his sexuality that surfaced after his boyfriend made comments that many interpreted as him being outed. In a candid social media post, he clarified that he identifies as heterosexual and emphasized the importance of being authentic to oneself. He expressed frustration over the situation, noting that being outed, whether intentionally or unintentionally, can be damaging and invasive. And it's something that I've said repeatedly on all of these shows. So the backstory of this situation involves his public persona and his openness about various aspects of his life, including his music. As an artist, he's often focused on themes of love and personal experiences, and that can always lead to speculation about his relationships. Now, the recent rumors took a more serious turn when his ex made remarks that suggested that he was, anything other than heterosexual, of course. Niggas hear that and run with it. So in addressing the rumors, he highlighted the need for respect and understanding regarding his personal identities. He reiterated that discussions about somebody's sexuality should come from the individual themselves rather than assumptions or external comments, because y'all do that often. Y'all do that with trans people, you do it with men that are anything other than out here trying to sniff at every tight pair of jeans. Like, you put those labels on people and it blows up into things like this. So, he clears the air about the drug use rumors also, because of course, if you gay, you automatically got to be gay and on drugs and struggling and scamming. All of these things. So that is the stigma. Oh, we all got AIDS, we all got HIV. Like,
oh my gosh,
all of these weird ass negative stigmas that are, I guess, stereotypes, but we can see how these stereotypes turn into what is going on right now in 2024 with this election.
Facts.
You got anything else? Or
yes, one more thing. I want to give a congratulations to Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child.
All right.
It's now on Broadway in the musical production of one of my favorite films, I might say. Death Becomes Her.
I have. Wait, have I seen that?
I know you've seen that movie. Come on.
I probably have. I think I have. No, it's been a while. Wow.
Yes.
Work, Michelle.
And I heard that she is doing amazing. She's killing it vocally, and all of that. So yeah, congrats to her. And most recently, she just did the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade too, as her character. And turned it out. Yeah, so kudos to you. Congratulations.
Shelly Shell out here still keeping a buck.
I know that's right.
You gotta keep that purse full. All right, so last week, I said that I give some, I give it some time to sit down and look up some stuff about on the whole, Jonathan Majors ex-girlfriend situation.
Mm-hmm.
So catch y'all back up. Since then, his ex has recently dropped her defamation and assault lawsuit against him, and that's garnered all kinds of media attention.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the lawsuit originally stemmed from an incident where she accused Jonathan of physical assault, allegedly, leading to his arrest earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
This legal battle raised significant concerns about domestic violence and the treatment of women in the legal system, particularly in high-profile cases involving male celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
So, I know that I said that I don't like Jonathan Majors for a whole lot of reasons. Now, the backstory here is important for context. He became a rising star in Hollywood, known for what was his roles? Creed 3, Lovecraft Country. Mm-hmm. He was in, all the Marvel comics, all that shit. Now, after allegations surfaced, his career went, everybody was looking. It was scrutiny. And many began to question the implications of his actions. So, while dropping the lawsuit, and hold on, but then there were also the instances where, you remember where he had them little girls that were supposedly fighting, them little high school girls, and then all of a sudden he just popped up like Batman to stop the fight. You don't remember that?
I remember that.
Oh, you don't remember that Instagram video? So, during all this time, or during the time of all this was going down about the allegations, somebody had went on social media and it was recorded like a fight video, like two girls about to fight, and people, of course, whip out their phones instead of trying to break up the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So these kids apparently, allegedly whipped out their phones and were recording, and out of nowhere, Jonathan Majors comes to break up the fight. Now, in this video, nobody mentioned that, oh my God, holy shit, guys, it's Jonathan Majors. Nobody did any of that. But he just broke up the fight, and of course it went viral online amid all of these rumors and everything. So I kind of side-eyed when I heard these allegations and everything at first, because I'm like, Ninja, are you really going online to try to get clickbait and be like, oh, Jonathan Majors is such a good guy, look at him breaking up, teen audience or teen fights and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So there was that. I didn't like how that felt, but it actually brings forth a bigger issue. Now, as a person that regularly follows these types of stories and genuinely cares about the well-being of women,
mm-hmm.
I still can't help the side-eye.
Interesting.
Despite the lawsuit being dropped. I mean, I guess my skepticism is I guess it comes from troubling patterns, often seen in cases like this, involving powerful men and allegations of violence against women. For instance, Cassie. Now, y'all had everything and then some to say about her and various other women that speak up before we've even heard the details. Now, there have been, with the way there have been, and with the way shit is going, it seems like there's going to always be high profile cases where accusations are dismissed and dropped, but the underlying issues like potential for manipulation, power dynamics, lasting impact on the victims, all of that shit still remains. Think of niggas like Chris Brown, who have history of violence against women, yet continues to have a successful career. Or Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, where the public, opinion became more about men involved rather than the harm implicated on women. Donald Trump grabs him by the pussy, and over half of goddamn white America is like, that one, that is the chosen one. This is a repeated trend. Men in the spotlight often evade accountability, while women who just come forward about it, they get all this backlash or aren't taken seriously. I mean, y'all sat there with Cassie. We all had to sit there and watch those very triggering, very frightening videos unfold before niggas was like, well, maybe we made a mistake here.
Wow.
And it's shit like this, and I get it. It's not a Jonathan Majors issue because his was dropped, and that's fine. And I'm take back. Well, you know what? No, I still don't like him.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Mm-hmm. I still don't like him, and I'm still gonna side eye him moving forward. I am. I react and respond to new and developing information. So,
well, to play devil's advocate,
mm-hmm.
What about the video?
What video?
The video of the incident.
Cassie or
no?
Majors?
I'm talking about Jonathan Majors.
You talking about the one that I just described, or
no? So I'm talking about the video of the woman that accused him, his girlfriend
mm-hmm.
at the time, said that he was beating on her.
Mm-hmm.
However, the video evidence
mm-hmm.
that you can see with your own two eyes
mm-hmm.
contradicts everything she said.
Mm.
But so this is the thing. As people, we have to stop jumping to conclusions and start doing treating people case by case. Mm-hmm. I say that because a lot of the times women lie too.
They do, and are capable, and I'm aware of this. But
let's not get Emmett Till.
and I believe that. And here's the thing: I'm not taking any of that away. What I am saying is that every time that somebody comes forward that is a woman or a femme presenting, anytime that somebody speaks up for themselves and they come forward and say that things have gone wrong, we immediately, without doubt, we immediately run and cape for that nigga. Well, what was like? We sat there months ago. We got a whole show called Alpha Man versus Bear, where niggas was like, oh well, why she picking the bear? This, that, the third. It's because men are dangerous. But the thing is, with a goddamn bear, a bear ain't gonna dig you up, hide your body, tell niggas he ain't seen you in 6 months. Like this, it's repeated.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, this ain't got nothing to do with Jonathan because he was exonerated. You know, the thing it's been dropped. He's great. Yeah, he'll still be in y'all's comic book videos and all of that shit.
Well, we'll see, because you know how they do in Hollywood. Once you get that asterisk on your back, it's hard to come back from that shit.
If you are a white male, it ain't. But he's not. So good luck. You got anything else you care about that happened?
Not that I can recall. Nope.
Great. Okie dokie. Let's talk about the caucasity. And boy, we talking about Walmart.
Oh yeah.
We talking about Walmart. Got a lot on this show. All right, up next.
We have some major breaking news right now. Not only did Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries confirm that several Democratic members received bomb threats over the past 24 hours, but we now know that the bomb threats ended with the sign MAGA. According to Hakeem Jeffries, these bomb threats included letters and threats of pipe bombs at multiple Democratic congressmen's homes in Connecticut, including the Senator of Connecticut's Sheldon Whitehouse. Now, we don't know exactly what was written on all of them, but Hakeem Jeffries did note that they had MAGA written at the end of it. They were essentially signed MAGA. Folks, this type of political violence has no place in our nation. We heard earlier this week of Donald Trump cabinet members also potentially getting bomb threats. That's not okay either. It doesn't matter what political party you're a part of, but we need to tone down the rhetoric, tone down the violence, and more people need to hear what is happening right now, and more people need to call it out and condemn it unequivocally, especially what we saw over the past 24 hours. As always, comment below your thoughts, spread the word, and follow along for all the news you need to know about.
Marcus has your glimpse into a world without seasoning.
I called it last week, didn't I? I called it. I said this is an attack on DEI. Did I not?
Mm-hmm.
I said it. And of all the companies, Walmart, y'all got the ball rolling. Have y'all read the headlines about Walmart scaling back its DEI, which, y'all slow with, diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts, especially after facing pressure from conservative groups? Now, this is a big deal, especially considering the Racial Equity Center that they created after George Floyd got killed. This is that same program. This is what they rolled back. That center was supposed to be a step in the right direction, aiming to address systemic issues that have plagued our communities for entirely too long. But right now, we see them backpedaling, and it raises some serious questions. So Walmart, Trump ain't even got the keys to America yet. And they roll that DEI shit back. And this is DEI, them the niggas that pay y'all's paychecks. You do realize that, right? So your biggest customer, you do something to piss them off, baby. Have you seen the videos on TikTok and stuff?
Yeah.
I have scrolled walking through Walmart like, girl, ain't nobody in here. I don't. What does this say about the corporate landscape we're dealing with right now? It's so frustrating to see a major company like Walmart bowing to pressure instead of just standing firm. Again, I say, yeah, but these are your people. This isn't just about a business decision. This is about the message it sends to your community. When companies retreat from their promises, it feels like a slap in the face to all the progress that we fought for. And it's a reminder that we need to keep your eyes open and hold these corporations accountable.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to Target. Target would never. First of all, it's Walmart. Do we really expect a lot from Walmart?
Yeah, but we're not talking about you and I, Marcus and Lyric. We're talking about everybody. There's people out here that they do all of their grocery shopping all of their grocery shopping and everything they have to get done. They do it at one time at the Walmart. It is essential for some people. And for them to do something this big, and I know a lot of us are coming back we need to boycott, we need to da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, while that might be I don't know. It's so hard to gauge because right now you got people barely scraping together to make it. And now to take one of their biggest outlets away from them, it's gonna hurt. But I don't know.
But see, here's the thing. No, I know we're not just talking about you and I. However, us as a community have to band together and stick with things. The black dollar is so powerful. If we were to really do a boycott, say for a company, do you know how much that company's stocks would drastically decline?
Yeah, they would.
So my thing is when stuff like this happens, we all need to band together and actually stick with it until changes are made. We have every capability to do so. It's just it just seems like when these things happen, people are mad about it for a couple weeks and then it's on to the next one, and you're still going to be shopping at the same places because it seems to me like nobody really cares.
And they do it because of convenience, because these places are everywhere, because they're closer to our homes, because they're accessible. But the bigger picture is that supporting these businesses, everything needs to be looked at. You need to prioritize DEI businesses or people, businesses that prioritize DEI's initiatives. We need to hold the ones that don't accountable through our spending choices, like Lyric said. Let's use our collective power to advocate for actual real change. And that's cultural. Right now, we do temporary boycotts and we hit them in their pockets, slap them on the wrist a few weeks, maybe a month, and then we right back there to,
acting like nothing ever happened.
Right. So this is bigger. whether that's through community organizing, supporting local Black-owned businesses, or actively participating in like talks about racial equality. Like, we need to stand up for ourselves and push the progress that we deserve. That's
Absolutely.
all the cats to tea this week. That's all I got. Second half of the show coming up next. We'll be right back.
So it's looking like Walmart is having a really rough day, as they should. They didn't hesitate to show us who they were the first chance they got. Before the orange man even took office, they let us know that we were not welcome there. Oh, they will sure take our money, but they don't want us involved in the hiring process. They don't really want us employed there. If they don't want us employed there and they don't want to give us equity, then we don't want to give them our money. Because you see, I guess they got it all the way fucked up. They must have thought that Trump was the one shopping at their stores. Did all of this for a man who would never step foot in your store. You forgot we don't want to pay the bills. We're the customers. We keep the doors open. But since you don't want diversity and inclusion in your stores, we will spend our money elsewhere. And I don't even give a shit if they backslide at this point. It's too late. They showed us who they are. No Black inclusion, no motherfucking Black dollars. Period.
Take us to work. Take us on the go. Take us wherever you go. WRTR, Real Talk Radio.
Inside the second half of the show here on WRTR. Miss Lyric, as you get ready for the show tonight, do you have like any like pre-show rituals or anything that you do before you get before you go on stage?
No, not really. Honestly, I just try to, remain in a nice peaceful state. Mm-hmm. I'll have me a Red Bull right before I leave out the house for that extra boost of energy. Might take me a nap. Mm-hmm. But no, I don't really do anything out of the ordinary. I just try to, maintain my peace. Because, yeah, I try to anyway.
So I've been...
But, depending on your emotion, singing angry is not cute. Being pissed off and being in like that stressful state of mind, it will cause you to overthink things, and you'll make like note choices that might not be right. You could forget the words to things. Like, it's just not a good space to be in. So
wow,
I just
I didn't even think about that. I never even thought about that. Mm-hmm. Singing is emotional. Huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you do have to be on the right kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Huh. Okay. I've been going through the letters trying to, clear out the ones that, before the year ends. Came across this one. It says, "Dear Lyric and Marcus, I hope you're both doing great. I'm a huge supporter. Yada, yada, yada. Good things, nice things. Look forward to the episodes. You two have a knack for making every episode topic feel relatable and fun. I wanted to drop a line to chat about something that's been buzzing in the music scene lately. Collaborations. It seems like every week there's a new track dropping featuring unexpected pairings, and I'm here for it. For instance, I recently heard about the collaboration between Megan Thee Stallion and a legendary rock band, and it got me thinking about how music genres are blending like never before. As someone who loves discovering new sounds, I'd love to hear your thoughts on which collaborations you think are true game changers right now. Are there any upcoming pairings that you're excited about? And what do you think drives these artists to step out of their comfort zones and experiment with different genres? Thanks for always bringing the vibes and keeping us entertained. Can't wait to hear your insights. Blah, blah, blah. Much love, D.
D.
With 2 E's.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Good. Let's see. What makes them jump out into different genres?
Money. Everybody is struggling. Yeah.
Creativity.
That too.
Nobody wants to sit there and do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It gets boring after a while. Yeah. So, say I want to do a remix of one of my R&B songs with the rock and roll artist or something like that. Mm-hmm. That's going to give me the creativity, for one, to come up with a way to incorporate both of our genres. And two, that's going to put me in another category as well. Because
Right.
not only will I be able to like share it on in the R&B side, the other artists will be able to share it on their rock and roll side. So it kind of works.
The win-win.
Yeah.
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 I mean, and
then you can gain more fans that way as well. Like
that's true.
people who's never heard of you may have heard of their rock artist fave, and now they get to hear like a different side of their favorite artist from their collaboration with you. So
I've always been a fan of collaborations. I have always, because some of my favorite songs are just collabs. And I would say, again, like I said, people are struggling. Money is a thing, but it's also artistic, just looking at it from an artistic lens. It's awesome to see how different music is, but how similar. Like when you start blending genres, like Beyonce doing this country album blew my mind, because I'm used to seeing her in one box. And instead of leaving her in that box, she jumps to rap, and then she jumps back, and then she jumps to country. And it's just like, it's illuminating for me. It lets me know just how much of everybody else's shit got a little bit of flavor. Just saying.
Yeah. I like that. Speaking of collabs, shout out to Elsky Stacks, a local rapper and singer artist from the DMV area, who I had the pleasure of being in his newest music video.
You are in a music video
Monday.
now. You better work.
It was so much fun.
Where is the video? Ooh, can I see?
It's not done yet. I was just in a scene.
Oh, I want to see it when it comes out. You got to send it to me.
I sure will. It was so
Alrighty.
fun. Music win.
That was fun, D. Appreciate the question. I don't know as far as who I would like to see do a collab right now, because there's so many happening that I don't really have a wish list, to be honest with you. I'm very hard on Kendrick's new album, so other than that, I don't really, nothing's really on my playlist right now. Kendrick and Beyonce.
Same.
Pretty much. All right, Wild Files up next.
Another song that went right over your head because it kept going over mine. Soul for Real's Candy Rain. It's not as innocent of a song as you think it was. And I think yesterday years old when I found that out, because I was sitting next to my twin sister and I have a 90s playlist, and that song come up, and they had the cute dances that they were doing, and I was singing, and she was like, "Do you know what they singing about?" I said, "What are you talking about?" It's just singing, I don't know. I never paid it attention. So shout out to my sister for that. And she didn't even say nothing else, because my sister knows how my brain thinks. All you have to do is plant the seed. I'll put 2 and 2 together. It just didn't register. And then my brain, I love music. So I have random stashes of, lines in my head or random songs in my head because I love music. And then I thought about the song LL Cool J's Doing It. That's the name of the song. There's a line in there about Candy Rain, and I hollered, "Oh my gosh. No." So yeah. And if you want to know what the line is on the LL Cool J song, go look it up. But yeah, Soul for Real's Candy Rain, not a very innocent song. And now I can never listen to it again.
Why do you have roaches?
The Why File.
Why do my children hate me?
On WRTR Real Talk Radio.
Why did my vagina burn?
The truth is out there.
We're answering why to the questions you want to know by taking your shit. We don't do Twitter anymore. All right, so this is the Why Files. Remember, the truth is out there. We're definitely taking your emails at WRTRradio@gmail.com.
That's right.
All right, this one comes from Mary. She wants to remain anonymous.
Okay.
So I gave her Mary. So part of me wanted to write this in for advice, but I'm going to turn it into a why question because my last letter got ignored.
Oh,
Just kidding. I know y'all got me. When it comes to bedroom trash talk, I love that shit and always have. This is poorly written. When it comes to bedroom trash talk, I love that shit and always have. So why does it bother me when my non-black boyfriend refers to any of my parts as black? For example, black tits, black pussy, etc. Am I the only one that feels this way? Because it's never bothered me with anyone else of my past, all black partners. But since I've started dating this one, it does. Why do I feel this way? Why am I letting the rest of the world's issues follow me into the bedroom? Race play, girl. That's I'm playing. I play a lot of. You know what? I don't kink shame, but I don't do race play, and I never will. Mainly because I don't. Yeah, I don't cross lines. But I will say, if something is making you uncomfortable, don't do it.
Period.
I mean, that's just it. That's very simple. So why are you feeling uncomfortable? Because something about it rubs you the wrong way. I mean, like I said, I don't do race play, and it does feel. I can't imagine. Oh, give me that black dick. And people say that kind of stuff, and they be getting it. Nope, not for daddy. I mean, if you trash talk, that's fine. Do your little trash talking, but there's just certain stuff like I don't. Even if I was interested in having a other than black partner, I don't think that those lines would ever blur.
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever been with a white person?
Hell no. Oh, sorry. I said that way too aggressive. I'm so sorry. No, I meant to say no. That is not my preference.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, let's get it in. Let's play. We got away from the slave master.
Child, I wish.
Let's play run away from the plantation, and I'm gonna catch
absolutely
you.
Not. Absolutely
Give me those black tits. Girl, leave them. Leave them.
No, thank you.
Oh, why? Because the truth is out there. It definitely is. Leave that alone. No, honestly, like all jokes aside, if something is making you uncomfortable, don't do that shit. Just don't.
This why comes from Darren from Washington, D.C.
Hope you don't want to be anonymous.
Darren says, why are there so many financially irresponsible people out here? I see all the time. People will go to the bar and spend hundreds of dollars at the bar buying all types of bottles instead of making sure their bills are paid. And then at the end of the month, posting GoFundMes on all their social media pages.
Wow.
Why?
Financial literacy and lack thereof.
Why? Because people like to keep up with the Joneses, and the Joneses ain't keeping up with them.
That too.
This, and people want to make it seem like they are a lot further than what they really are, instead of just being responsible adults and moving according to their budget and their financial state of their household.
Right.
And we getting caught out there. Why?
Because the truth is out there. Oh wow, that's a rough one. I wish that they offered these kinds of classes in school.
Me too.
Like financial literacy, because they teach you. It's like I feel like there should be something after the standardized K through 12 curriculum, something that teaches you actual life that you also are required to go through, because it's like these high schools take people, they drop them off, and it's like, okay, there's life, go figure it out. And you have all this book knowledge, but you don't have any idea of how to really apply that book knowledge to what it is that you're doing. Right. And I mean, I guess there's college, of course. I'm talking about for people that decide to go out and not pursue higher education as far as like college accolades and, pursuing a career. There should be, I believe, I wish there were a lot more programs that would help people like that.
I feel like they should have that type of stuff too, like life skills. Like, I didn't learn how to like write a check until it was time for me to write a check. I didn't know how to do my taxes until it was time for me to figure that shit out or go see a professional. Stuff like that should be taught in school versus a lot of other stupid shit to me.
Yeah. And there's just a lot of stuff that things that I've picked up along the way that I wish that I would have been privy to in my younger years. And just out here living life. And I feel like there are so many instances I'm like, there should be a class on this, or why don't we know
start a business?
Yes.
Or how to buy and sell stocks, stuff like that.
So as we're right here on the brink of redoing all this new shit or all this old shit, or revamping how things are done, wiping out the old education policies and all that, for those of y'all that are out there in positions that could possibly make these things happen for the coming generations, why don't you drop some nuggets of knowledge in those kinds of buckets? Why don't we build a curriculum that includes things that are going to help people actually integrate into this fucked up ass society, and maybe do something a little bit bigger, something to improve it.
It's kind of embarrassing too, because in China, what they got their kids doing in kindergarten?
Yes.
They're cooking, they're sewing, they're making shit. Like, our kids are having nap time.
Right. You sitting there talking about, he know all his ABCs, all 26. Like, girl,
they're cooking like 3 and 4 course meals over there, making their own lunches and shit. Knowing how to do laundry and all types of stuff. Like, that's life skills.
Yep. I just recently read a story about them trying to teleport niggas right now.
Oh my God, I'm not doing it.
We over here debating about gas prices, and them niggas about to blip over here, wipe us out, and blip back before we did.
That's not funny, but damn.
Because the truth is out there. And that wraps it up for this week's Y-Files. Again, at WRTR Real Talk Radio on Instagram, and at WRTRradio@gmail.com. Up next, we got news to make you nauseous. Remember, the truth is out there.
So all these Muslim and Arabic people started that campaign to vote against Kamala Harris, talking about the Abandon Harris campaign. And now that Donald Trump is doing what he said he was going to do, which is not care about Palestine, now they want to get it on here and beg Biden and Harris for help? Say that they have to do something before it stains their reputation before they leave office? And you dedicated your resources to voting for the man who said to turn it basically into a parking lot? Y'all
And now, say what? News to make you nauseous on WRTR Real Talk Radio. Let's go.
These are some of the stories you might not read about in the New York Times, the Washington Post, or the Wall Street Journal. It's news to make you nauseous, and I got one from Florida.
Oh, Lord, always Florida.
It certainly is. Say what, bitches in Florida?
Say what?
2 Florida inmates are expecting a daughter together after conceiving through unconventional means. Nope. It's not the trans nightmare that y'all thought that it was going to be in the jails. These people aren't trans. In fact, these people are biological man and woman. According to at Law and Crime on Instagram, inmates Daisy Link and Joan DePass described their daughter as a miracle baby after Link became pregnant without ever meeting DePass in person. Link, who was charged with second-degree murder after she allegedly killed her husband, decided to bring life into the world again and reportedly told her family that she became pregnant after DePass passed his semen in plastic wrap through an air conditioning vent. She described in detail that their relationship started by speaking through the vent. After sparking a romantic relationship, through the vent, DePass reportedly expressed his desire to become a father. So they was like, girl, I want to have a baby with you. And she was like, but my pussy can't fit through the vent. And he was like, say no more. And then he put the semen in saran wrap every day for 5 times a day for like a month straight. These are her words. Quote, he would kind of like roll it up almost like a cigarette, and he would attach it to the line, and we would vent. He would attach it to the line that we had in the vent, and we'll pull it through, she said. From there, I had it placed inside you, the yeast infection applicators. I had placed it inside of there, and from there, I administered it. And now they have a baby on the way. So there you go.
Wow. Wow. And wow. That's crazy.
Vent baby. Oh
Vent baby.
My God.
What they naming that baby?
There's so many names for this. We come up with
Commissary. Commissara.
Oh my God, Commissara is great. Encartica. Come on, your turn.
Oh my God, kid.
A yeast infection applicator?
My gosh, I can't. Ventisha.
Ventisha?
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Barbara instead of like bars. No, that was awful. Anyways, I got nothing. Sorry. That's horrible. That is horrible.
It very much so is.
I don't
Speaking
like
of horrible.
Okay.
Say what? Independence, Missouri.
Say what?
Oh, this don't sound good.
It's not gonna be good. It's about to be real sad.
Yeah.
All right, Maria Pike, age 34, and her 2-month-old daughter, Destiny Hope, were fatally shot by police in Independence, Missouri on November 7th, 2024. Authorities were called to the scene by Destiny's grandmother, Talisa Combs, after an altercation with Pike. The incident escalated when the officers entered the apartment and, according to the official statements, confronted Pike, allegedly armed with a knife. Pike reportedly lunged at the officers, prompting the fatal shooting of both mother and child.
Why did they shoot the...
However, eyewitness accounts, including those from Destiny's father, seen sitting on the bed, dispute this, claiming Pike was unarmed during the encounter. The incident is under investigation by the Jackson County Police investigation team, with officers involved placed on administrative leave as usual. The officer's identity has not been released. Community members are pressing for more accountability and information about the tragic event.
Officers on administrative leave, we should just rename that to "We don't care, we're not gonna do shit."
But why are they shooting the fucking baby though? If she's holding the baby, aren't you trained? Don't you go to the gun range like every week? Aren't you trained to like shoot other parts? Like if she's holding the baby in her hands, can't you go for a fucking leg or some shit like that if you have to use the gun or use non-deadly force? story pissed me off.
Oh my God. Just another thing. That's heartbreaking. That's so heartbreaking. I can't even make no jokes. Now I feel cheated.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. If you want these and more nauseating news stories, give us a follow over on Instagram at WRTR Real Talk Radio. I'm also at MarcusSmoot. That's Marcus Smoot.
And you guys can find me, Lyric Bravado, on my social media platforms, which are TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, and Instagram.
Alrighty. Up next on Real Talk, Turkey Aftermath. Turkey Day Aftermath. How you feeling? Up next.
So the ICC, the ICJ, the UN Commission Report, the Human Rights Watch, the UN Special Reporter on Food, the UN Special Reporter on Palestine Territories, Oxfam, WHO, WFP, Doctors Without Borders, UN High Commissioner, all say that we need to save children and that we should believe what the ICJ has ruled in terms of America and in terms of Israel doing a whole bunch of that G-side. The world say, we believe it. Israel and America say we don't believe it. As a matter of fact, I think about this a lot. That when the ICJ and the ICC was coming after Putin for all the shit that he was doing, I don't remember nobody out west really trying to trivialize the legitimacy of the international courts. But as soon as America or one of its allies, specifically Israel, start doing some shit, then all of a sudden we gotta question the jurisdiction of the ICC, huh? To me, it's just like it's the hypocrisy of democracy, man. And I'm no longer buying into the idea that this country right here is the only democracy in the Middle East when it's doing a whole bunch of undemocratic shit, huh? Education is elevation. You stop pissing on my hand telling me it's raining. Stop pissing on my hand telling me it's water. Smell pissy.
Keeping it 100. It's Real Talk on WRTR Real Talk Radio. We keep it real.
So it is after Thanksgiving, and Lyric, how did you feel about Thanksgiving this year? Like, did it feel the same to you, or what was missed? Like, what's going on with Thanksgiving this year? And I guess my textbook answer is just what, I don't know, 2024 got me questioning everything. And you just go back and you look at, I've always known the story of Thanksgiving, but there's just something about everybody doubling down on their moral standards, all this other stuff. Now, I've never been a, holy day kind of connoisseur. I got to be at every holiday, everybody's cookout. I've never really subscribed to a lot of that. I appreciate the holidays, but as far as celebration, it's never really been a big thing for me because you never really know what you're celebrating. And this Thanksgiving, it just seemed like nobody, the energy was off. Like you said, on Black Friday, everybody was just, kind of staying in place, kind of protesting at home, not really doing much. What was it like for you? Now, that's me, and I don't like people anyways. What about you?
Well, I ain't done Black Friday in years anyway, since I almost got trampled at where? Walmart.
Are you serious? Hold on, I think you told me this story years ago.
Yes. And ever since that day, I have refused and boycotted Black Friday because people are crazy. And I thought that was like some stuff that you see on the movies, because this is my first time. I got up early, had my coffee ready. We was at the store at like 4 something in the morning. They was gonna open the doors at 5. I was ready.
I remember those days.
And I made it to the front. Maybe when that worker came to unlock the doors, I felt a little shove. I was like, hey, y'all gotta chill out. This is, when that lock clicked, my body was pressed against the glass and I could not breathe.
Are you serious?
No, it was serious. And I was like, no, I almost had a full-fledged panic attack. And then the doors finally opened and my friend who I went with pushed me from the back. And all I remember her yelling is, go to the DVD players.
She left you?
Rush. The police was there snatching people up who was running. People were falling on the ground. I said, this is crazy.
What was a hot item that year?
$20 DVD player, and it's never that
Oh
serious.
my God. Wow.
Never that fucking
DVD
serious.
players.
I'm not fighting nobody for no fucking DVD player, no TV, no nothing. Bitch, you can have the shit. If you obviously you need it more than me.
If you willing to kill over
Yes.
But you know what? That has been America's MO, because I'm sitting here watching flashback videos, of course, you know, things that we, of course, wouldn't have seen, you know, being little.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm seeing videos from even the 80s and the 70s where people went buck wild crazy on Black Friday. Like it was the Cabbage Patch. I saw people fighting over them.
Yep.
What was the other craze? Nintendo. When Nintendo first came out, everybody was after the Power Glove. You remember all that shit that came out? So I've seen a lot of videos researching.
Remember the Tamagotchis?
Oh, yes. Yes.
And the Furbies?
Them Furbies. I remember.
Everybody wanted one of them shits.
Right.
And I barely got one my damn self, but my dad was able to secure two. Because that was the one thing that I wanted.
Right. Everybody had, I remember all of the little, the rumors and stuff about the Furbies apparently listening in on your house, and now you got a whole ass AI in your house now.
That wasn't true.
It wasn't true, but now it is. All the shit we was afraid of.
Cuss.
Oh Lord! Of course you did. Of course you did.
Potty mouth. Nah, but Thanksgiving was. Thanksgiving is not the same. There's no real sense of family togetherness to me. It just seems like it's just another way for certain people to just like
capitalize
show off their cooking recipes and this, that, and the third, and get fucked up, drunk, and that's it. To me, like more recently, even there's been more like fights and arguments on Thanksgiving more so than anything.
Yep, because I don't know, it's the whole family dynamic is kind of broken down anymore.
Mm-hmm. Like you see it on the skits of the auntie that's talking shit and what they say, why you not married yet? Why are you on your, and then the reply is, why you on your third husband? You know, like,
right.
That type of
The
stuff.
Thanksgiving, the hashtag Thanksgiving clapbacks have always sent me. I've loved them, but
I miss the old times when I was like younger, and you know, Thanksgiving, grandma and your uncles and your cousins came over. There was no drama. Everybody was like really appreciative and really valued that time. We don't have that anymore. Right. Now you got the kids going off playing the game. They're not even like playing with each other or having like, you know, conversations and catching up. Like everybody's just so consumed with other things. You're not really taking that time to have that quality time with each other like we used to.
So they're together, but not really together. They're like physically together, but everybody's mind is tapped out and elsewhere.
Yeah, and it's a big difference because
you're
in the same household and you're together does not mean you're spending quality time.
This is true.
I think that's what's missing.
Well, I will say this. I didn't really have a real talk this week, but I definitely wanted to hint on the fact that, yeah, Thanksgiving is kind of dry this year. And I've noticed it, you know, from a very broad kind of perspective. And if you're a listener that has had a wonderful Thanksgiving and, you know, enjoyed your time with your family, friends, lovers, yada, 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 congratulations, because it's not a lot of that happening anymore. And I want us to, as a community, as a Black community, I want us to get back to those roots that Lyric just talked about, you know, that sense of family and really connecting to the people around you, because we've got to fight. And I don't think that y'all really know or are really paying attention. Like I said, I had to turn my TV off this week because I had to disconnect just to tap out of whatever's going on while we still can. Because January hit, that orange nigga about to do everything he can to make our lives hell. And it's these very warm and very like solid connections with family that we're going to all have to fall back on. Our communities. If you see another Black person, say hi.
Right.
Nod in solidarity. Do something. Acknowledge that person. Because we are the minority, but our impact is, we hit a lot harder. Let me just say that.
Absolutely.
We are the minority, but we hit a lot harder. And I'm not talking about physical hit. I'm talking about just overall, but physical too. But either way.
Impact.
Just keep in mind. Yeah, just keep in mind, people. Community. 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 And that's all I got to say this week. What about you?
Yeah, I'm basically done now. You know what time it is. It's time.
You getting ready to do your band thing.
I'm talking about Christmas. Lord, today.
Sure.
We'll talk about that.
Okay. Well, I mean, has Mariah already started playing on the radio?
Of course she has.
I'm sure she
Man,
has.
they done moved it from after Thanksgiving to like after Halloween is over. She's gearing up. I'm like,
Mariah already?
Can we get to November 1st? Like, come on, bro. Can we get to half of November before you just start this? Because all the anxiety and crap that comes with Christmas is just, it's overwhelming.
Really is.
Stop.
Well, I'm enjoying this new recording schedule, so my energy's a little bit better. So.
Samesies.
All
I
right.
feel very refreshed.
As do I. So let's go ahead and close this thing out, and we will talk at y'all next week. Once again, thanks so much for listening. And again, WRTRradio@gmail.com. We'll holler at y'all next week.
Bye.
WRTR Real Talk Radio.
This week's show featured talents from TikTok creators Brisa Lauren, The Conscious Lee, Aaron Parnas 1, Mystic.Divine.Creation, and Bonnet Business, using our platform to amplify your voices.